Hello, General. Welcome to the ICP Strategic Command System. Using this system, you'll be in a position to give orders to your commanders and your men, and to visualize the development of the conflict perfectly in real time. First, you're going to learn how to use the visualization and navigation system. To move the camera on the battlefield, use the left analog stick. Up to go for perfect. To change the direction of the camera, that is, to turn it, use the right analog stick. OK. To change the angle of the camera, use the right analog stick. Up to move away from the... Very good. To zoom in, press the X button while holding the R2 button pressed down. Exactly. During battles, messages are displayed in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen to give you information about important events on the ground. To move the camera to the last point where something important happened, press the triangle button while keeping the R2 button pressed down. When you control several bases, you'll need to move regularly from one to another. To move the camera through the bases you possess, press the triangle button You can also move the camera around quickly on the battlefield by using the radar minimap in the top right-hand corner of the screen. This shows the extent of the zone covered by the visualization and command system. A trapezoid represents your current visual field. If you change the camera settings, the trapezoid adjusts itself immediately. Press the up directional button while keeping the R1 button pressed down to move the cursor on the minimap. From now on, you can move the camera using the minimap. Press on the square button to move the camera to the point the cursor is directed at. If you keep the square button pressed down and use the left analog stick, the camera will follow the movements of the analog stick on the minimap. If you find that the radar minimap is too small, you can activate the strategic map by pressing the R1 button again and pressing the up directional button. The strategic map is a kind of super mini-map. It's bigger and more detailed, but it still works in a similar way. On it, you can see buildings, infantry, and vehicles, which camp they belong to, their direction, and even their destination. So it's a very useful tool. To return to the strategic map or the mini-map in normal mode, press the down directional button while keeping the R1 button pressed down, or press on the circle button only. You can record up to 4 different camera positions. Press the L2 button and press simultaneously on one of the 4 directional buttons, up, down, left, or right, to save a camera position. To press the camera in one of the previously saved positions, press the L1 button and press simultaneously on the directional button, which was used to define the camera position to save. If you get disoriented, simply press L3 button or R3 button to reset the camera with the original direction and angle parameters. Now that you've familiarized yourself with the navigation and visualization system, let's move on to the command interface. Here's a group of ICP combat units ready to obey you. There are some Marines and a Jeep. Before giving them orders, you should first select them.
Get going!
When the cursor is positioned on a unit, pressing once on the X button selects the unit that's being pointed at. The system's automatically in additive mode, so if you've already selected one or more units, pressing once, perfect! Pressing once on the circle button cancels the current selection. OK. Pressing once on the square button selects all the units that are visible on screen. Press the R2 button and the square button simultaneously to make the camera follow the movements of the selected units automatically. Press on the circle button to go back to the standard camera mode. To create a group with the selected units, press simultaneously on the L2 button and one of the 4 following buttons. X button, exactly. To recall one of the groups created in this way, press simultaneously on the L1 button and on the button you use to define the group. X button, circle button, square button, or triangle button. Pressing a second time on that button centers the camera on the selected group. On the left of the screen is a list of units selected, categorized by type. Press simultaneously on the R1 button and the left directional button to access this list. You can limit your selection to a particular type by positioning the cursor on this type in the list and pressing on the X button. Very good. You can remove a specific type from the list by positioning the cursor on it and pressing the square button. Now that you know how to select your units, it's time to give them some orders. The X button is used for this purpose. Your men are endowed with a certain degree of autonomy, and they can determine the most appropriate action to take automatically, depending on the designated target. If you click with the X button on an unoccupied place on the ground, you'll see your units go there. Designate an enemy unit, and your troops will attack it. By keeping the X button pressed down for 2 seconds, perfect! To choose which order to give, you may also use the order icons that are grouped together in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. You can activate these icons when units are selected by pressing the R1 button and pressing on the right directional button. The number and nature of the icons displayed depend on the type of unit selected. When units with different abilities are selected, only the orders that are common to your group are displayed. You can also use the 4 directional buttons to choose an order, and you validate the chosen order with the X button. Finally, please note that you can also use the radar minimap to designate a target or a destination. Just click on it with the X button. Your units have 3 different behavioral modes: defensive, strict, and aggressive. Depending on which instruction they are following, your units will all carry out your orders in the same manner. For maximum efficiency, you should learn how to use all 3 to best advantage. Press the R1 button and then press the X button to loop through the behavioral modes of the selected units. The default instruction for your units is strict. This means that they'll carry out your orders in the most rigorous fashion, regardless of the dangers. Shift your troops into defensive mode and you'll see them modify their behavior. They attack only to return fire, and they try to avoid combat situations if they possibly can. Mission failed.
Perhaps I overestimated the general.
Available arsenal improved. Building activated. Available arsenal improved.
Okay.
Available arsenal improved. Building completed.
Destination reached.
Building completed.
Information.
Building completed. Available arsenal improved. Building completed. Building completed. Building activated. Building activated. Building completed.
Civilians in sight.
Civilians picked up.
Building completed.
Go!
Building completed.
Yes, sir.
Building completed. Building completed.
Information. Of course. Okay. Okay. Destination reached. Information.
Unit lost.
Retreat! Destination reached. Retreat! Yes, okay. Sir. Let's get going, of course.
Unit lost.
Mission accomplished. Okay. Destination reached. Let's get going!
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. It's as good as done.
Unit lost.
Okay. Yes, sir. Of course. Retreat. Of course. Retreat. Retreat!
Unit lost.
Information.
Building completed. Unit lost.
Retreat! Of course. Of course.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Building activated. Unit lost.
We're engaging the enemy. Retreat! Mission accomplished. It's as good as done. Okay. Mission accomplished. Yes, sir. Go! Let's get going! Information. Retreat! Retreat! Retreat!
Unit lost.
Retreat! Of course. Yes, sir. Retreat!
Unit lost.
Retreat!
Unit lost.
Retreat!
Building completed.
It's as good as done. Retreat! Yes, sir.
Unit
Go!
lost. Building
Unit
completed.
retreat! Yes, sir. Retreat! Go! Let's get going!
Building completed.
Retreat! Yes, sir. Yes, okay.
Unit lost.
Retreat!
Insufficient funds.
Retreat! Mission accomplished.
Unit lost.
Retreat! Let's get going! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Let's get going!
Unit lost.
Okay. Retreat! Yes, sir!
Unit lost.
Yes, of course! Okay. Retreat! Let's get going! Information!
Building
Go!
lost.
We're engaging the enemy! Okay. Go! Retreat!
Unit lost.
Right away!
Building lost. Building completed. Unit lost.
Yes, sir! Retreat!
Insufficient funds. Building lost. Building completed.
Retreat!
Building completed. Unit lost. Building lost. Building completed. Unit lost.
Enemies attack! Going! Right away!
Building completed. Unit lost.
Mission accomplished.
Building completed.
Yes, sir! Destination reached.
Building completed. Unit lost. Building completed.
Yes, sir!
Building completed.
Retreat!
Unit lost.
Destination
Building completed. Building completed.
Of course.
Building completed.
Destination information.
Building completed. Building completed. Building completed. Building completed. Building activated. Building completed. Insufficient building funds. Completed. Building available activated. Arsenal improved.
Go!
Unit lost.
Oh, let's get going! Retreat!
lost.
Yes, sir. Retreat.
Unit lost.
Retreat. Of course. Retreat.
Unit lost.
Good as done. Of course.
Unit lost.
Retreat.
Unit lost. Building completed. Insufficient funds.
Retreat.
Insufficient funds.
Mission confirmation.
Unit lost.
Destination reached.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. It's as good as done.
Unit lost.
Retreat. Mission accomplished. Yes, sir. Retreat.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Retreat. Of course. Go! Let's get going!
Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Building completed.
Destination reached.
Building completed. Building completed. Unit lost.
Destination reached.
Building completed. Building completed.
Of course.
Unit lost.
Destination reached. Let's get going! Destination reached. Yes, sir. Destination reached. Yes, sir.
Building completed.
Destination
Insufficient
reached.
funds.
Retreat!
Unit lost.
Retreat! Information! Retreat!
Unit lost.
Retreat!
Building activated. Unit lost.
Retreat!
Unit lost.
Destination reached.
Building activated. Unit lost.
We're engaging the enemy. Impossible.
Unit lost.
Mission accomplished. Retreat! Retreat! Yes, sir. Let's get going! Retreat! Yes, sir. Retreat! Yes, sir. Destination reached. Of course. Go! Destination reached. Retreat! Destination reached.
Unit lost.
Information. Destination reached.
Unit lost. Building insufficient funds. Building completed. Available arsenal improved. Building completed. Insufficient funds. Building insufficient completed. Funds. Available arsenal improved.
Go! Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Destination information.
Insufficient funds.
Retreat!
Unit lost. Building completed. Unit lost.
Retreat!
Building completed.
Destination reached.
Unit lost. Insufficient funds. Building completed. Unit lost.
Retreat! Retreat! Let's get going! Destination reached. Retreat!
Unit lost.
Retreat! Of course, we're engaging the enemy. Okay. Let's get going! Yes, Retreat!
Unit lost.